name is Munir Bahar, and I am the Executive Director for COR Health Institute. I was inspired to start this organization because of a willingness and desire to change my own life as I ended a very long, dysfunctional teenage childhood. When I was 13 years old, I started getting arrested, and that lasted until 20 years old. Being in and out of the criminal justice system as a juvenile, as a young adult, just in and out of the courtroom, in and out of the institutions. I served a little time as a teenager. That cycle that I went through, at 20 years old, I made a determination that one, I was not going back to jail, and two, that I was going to do everything in my power to help some other young men avoid that cycle, or if they were caught up in the cycle, I wanted to help them navigate out of that cycle as I was navigating myself out of that cycle. So it was sort of like my redemption work. So I started my organization 6 months after I came home from jail my last time when I was 20 years old. I don't think I chose the name COR. I think the name COR came to me and I ran with it. And it embodies so much of my philosophical perspectives, on a physical level and a psychological level. On a physical level, your core, it represents your midsection, which is the source of power and strength, and motor control for your entire body. So the core is that central part of the body that's very important, plays a major role in the functioning of the entire body. Your core houses all of your organs, or pretty much most of your major organs. So that's the importance of it on a physical level. On a psychological level, being organized and being responsible, I feel, will take you far anywhere you go. So if I can impart just those values to the young people that I work with, I think it'll be a major factor in influencing their success. Why is it important to learn self-defense? I believe all human beings have a duty and an obligation to protect themselves from internal and external threats. And through that process of learning how to protect yourself, you become very aware of all of your faculties, psychological and physical, everything about you, what you're made of, what you have inside of you, what your potential is. You become more aware of that. Greater awareness leads to a healthier state of mind and a healthier physical presence. So self-defense training is not just a tool to defend yourself in a street fight. Self-defense training is actually a psychology. It's a way of thinking that connects the individual who is training with all the different parts of who they are, your emotional self included. So it's very important as human beings that we learn how to express ourselves, being in communication with our bodies. We live in a very unhealthy environment in this country. A lot of people are disconnected from their bodies, even though they're with their bodies, all day long. But to be aware, again, of the different parts of the body are very, very important, especially for young people growing up, to understand and learn about their biological functions, their emotional well-being, health, as well as their, psychological well-being, how they think. So self-defense training is again, it's a tool, but it's a very philosophical tool when you get deep into the arts of training. My own background inspired me to connect with young people who um, are at risk for falling into the same traps that I fell into, or have fell into those same traps. And, I wanted my life to be of service to them, to help them navigate out of those traps which we all know were not created by them, traps that are created by the failures of the systems that we have in place. We it's like we have a school system in place to educate children, but again, that education is not based off of the realities of what a lot of our young people in poor inner cities experience. So it's almost like we need a whole new school system, again, to teach young people how to cope with some of the traumatic experiences that they experience, and that they shouldn't be experienced, because other children coming from other demographics or other socioeconomic backgrounds, get to experience a side of life that doesn't include all of these traumatic experiences, and living in distressed neighborhoods and communities. So we need organizations such as COR Health Institute that can directly target young folks who are victims of their circumstances, to give them the tools and equip them with the tools to navigate out of it. Due to COVID-19, um, we took a pause when the world took a pause, but we didn't stay down too long, because the needs of the young people in my neighborhood have not changed. COVID-19 has not um, eliminated poverty. It has not eliminated hunger. It has not eliminated the drug epidemic in my neighborhood. It's not given jobs. So it didn't do anything positive, of course, uh, but the problems that young people face in my neighborhood, they didn't go away. They didn't stop. They didn't take a break because they were social distancing. The problems, if anything, are getting worse. And so we sprung into action pretty quick. Again, after just a small pause of about a month or so, we got back into action with our program, slightly smaller class, uh, but we also started a brand new program, actually a street cleaning program, in which we're paying children in our neighborhood to clean up the neighborhood, because of street cleaning services have been halted due to COVID-19. So if anything, it's presented us an opportunity to engage more in our community and really show the value of who we are in our own community with regards to getting certain things done. I don't feel I've achieved my greatest accomplishment yet. That's why I'm still working. I'm blessed and we're fortunate to have our own facility. We have a 6,300 square foot facility that we own. We converted 4 row houses into this facility. That was a major accomplishment for us, to have, again, our own headquarters to operate from. It's in my neighborhood, which I've been living in for 15 years. So it was a goal to build, a facility in my own neighborhood, but I don't think it's the greatest accomplishment thus far. I mean, we've done a lot of things, and I don't want to read them off here, but I know that the work we've done has definitely made history in the city. It will be looked at and studied and analyzed years after even I'm not here anymore. And that's important, only to show young people that, anyone can make an impact, anyone can make history, anyone can do great things. If I can do it, I was a kid who was put out of school, who was, locked up, who was involved in the criminal justice system for so much. So if I can do it, that's inspiring to some other young folks, I think. But our greatest accomplishment, I think, is yet to come. So our vision is to create an entrepreneurial center in which we can train people in our neighborhood to use their human capital to build businesses, small businesses that can directly impact our community and our neighborhood. And this is the pathway that I'm setting children up to embark on. I want them to be in a position to generate ideas and create opportunities based on their talents, their passions, their desires, and their commitments. people can go to our website, corcommunity.com. First, they can read and learn about the organization to even see if it's a fit. Second, then they can see what volunteer opportunities we have at that moment of time. And that changes based on the programs that we're running or the events that we may be facilitating. Any and everyone can donate financially to our program. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we are publicly funded. Our operations are ran by individuals that make contributions to us. So any and everyone can do that. And again, for those who may seek to get involved a little more, we have volunteer opportunities that we do post on our website, which is corcommunity.com. How do I hold the faith? Faith is an action word, and it takes daily action to keep your faith strong. And a part of that is taking care of yourself. So taking care of my body, taking care of my mind is a very important element to sustaining very frustrating community work. Because when you are depleted, or when you are tired, or when you are worn out, you don't produce as much, and it wears on your mind. So my lifestyle, one, I believe in leading by example. So I can't teach other young folks to be healthy, to be, this or that, and I'm not living the lifestyle, or I'm a hypocrite. So leading by example is one. As long as there are young people that are out here that are watching me, that compels me to live a certain lifestyle, to lead by example. I know that God has put me in this position. This is a better life than the life I was living before when I was in the streets. So I'm happy with this life. I'm thankful, and I'm showing my gratitude by being as successful as I can in this life of serving others and building up institutions in my neighborhood.